You know that feeling when you eat something and it doesn't taste good? Well, that's because your body knows how to handle food intuitively. You've got over 100 trillion microbes in the gut, with over 10,000 different species interacting 150 times more than humans do, especially in a pandemic. We all know that our brain doesn't operate independently of the body. Rather, it responds to what each organ system needs and experiences. The microbiome is in your gut, and it's no different. There are 10 times as many cell types compared with human ones. This means that there is an incredible variety out on display for you when exploring how food choices affect moods or energy levels later on down the road. Bacterial infections have been shown to affect the brain, but how? In this video, I'm going to show you some of the ways that bacteria might be affecting your mental health. My name is Dr. Antonika Chanel, and in today's video, I want to go over a few different ways in which bacterial infections might be affecting your brain. Now, whether it's through changes in immunity or neural inflammation, there are a lot of ways of potential mechanisms for why we're seeing such an increase in neuropsychiatric disorders within our society. So let me show you what I found so far. These microbes, which are predominantly bacteria, also include viruses and protozoas and are a part of our normal gut flora and are comprised of what is known as the microbiome. There are 10 trillion of these bugs in the intestines, representing over 10,000 different species and contributing to 150 times more genes than our own human genome. Now, it is estimated that these microorganisms are collectively weighing up to 2 to 6 pounds, which is up to double the weight of an ordinary adult human brain. We find that the microorganisms that make up our bodies have co-evolved to play key roles in appropriate brain development and function, as well as to govern a variety of complex behaviors such as anxiety, learning and memory, appetite, and among many other behaviors. Now, we can learn a lot about how microorganisms contribute to our damage in the body, our brain health, and disease by researching this microbrain interaction. Now, you might be wondering how a microorganism that dwells in your gut might be altering your brain. Well, there are numerous web mechanisms. One method is to activate the vagus nerve, which contacts the gut lining and reaches all the way up to the brainstem. This is how Bacterium lactobacillus rhamnosus influences depressive-like behaviors in mice, for example. Mice who were treated with this type of, bacteria displayed fewer sadness-like symptoms in a task that measures depression associated to despair. If this vagus nerve is cut, this is not seen. Now, another way bacteria might affect the brain is through immune system activation. The gut contains 80% of the body's immune cells, and immunological problems lead to a variety of neurological illnesses. This is one way by which the Bacteria fragilis protects a mouse variant of multiple sclerosis. Now, mice treated with this type of bacteria are less susceptible to that sickness. And this is dependent on the activity of subpopulation of immune cells known as regulatory T cells, which express the markers TD25. Now, bugs can also influence the brain by triggering the gut endocrine system. Neuropeptides and neurological transmitters are mostly produced by the gut's endocrine cells. Gut microorganisms can also create compounds that may have an effect on brain function. Now, this laboratory called Patterson and Masman Lazio Caltech believes that this is one of the pathways implicated in the micro-based medication utilized to cure autism-like symptoms in mice. They were able to address core abnormalities that are a characteristic sign or diagnostic feature of autism by treating mice with the Bacterialis fragilis. The implications of these discoveries are enormous because if we could cure illness like autism, depression, and multiple sclerosis with a single invasive procedure, well, micro-based treatments may provide a means of establishing a stable community structure capable of imparting long-term effects without the need for continual therapy. Pretty massive findings, right? Well, because microorganisms are very easy to modify and even removed, they can also be easily manipulated for improved regulatory control, targeting, and supporting delivery. Now, I want you to remember that we are not just made up of mostly microbial cells, but that certain cells may genuinely influence our brain growth, function, and even our behavior. So consider all of the things we do on a daily basis to change or disrupt our microbiome and how this affects our health and predispositions us to disease in light of several studies showing important roles of the microbiome and a variety of biological processes ranging from nutrition, immunity, to now brain and behavior. Thanks for watching this video. If you find the information in this video useful or very interesting, I suggest that you contact the person who shared this video with you. We are a part of a community of people who are giving back to, farmers by creating and supporting farmers that are cultivating foods that are high nutrient rich dense. This allows us in part to increase our immunity and take care of a lot of the health factors that are crippling our society today.